Hello everyone, welcome to my channel 郷土家 I'm Ryusei. Today I'll introduce two dishes of chestnut. In Japan, chestnut is called Kuri and written by like this. Kuri is one of the most popular autumn ingredients. Kuri gohan and Shibukawa are particularly popular dishes. Shibukawa is simmered chestnuts with syrup. The taste of homemade Shibukawa is gentle sweet and we can enjoy the pure flavor of the chestnuts. I hope you will enjoy Japanese autumn dishes. Yes, let's go! Today, I'll use these chestnuts. The name of the species is Ryusei. The features of it are big and round shape, and it has a glassy black appearance. And the taste is really sweet. Beautiful. At first, I put the chestnut in a bowl. Then I add hot water to the bowl. The hot water makes the skin of the chestnuts tender quickly. I leave it until the hot water becomes cool. About 30 minutes later, the water has cooled down. I drain the chestnut in a sieve. I'll peel off the shell. I use stepper knife. The blade of it is thick and strong, so it's a deck way to peel off the hard shell of the chestnuts. I've used this knife for 10 years. Let's peel off the outer shell. This outer shell is called onikawa in Japan. In fact, this shell is a bit hard, so please take care of your hands. I peel off the shell carefully, not to hand the chestnut as well. I cut off a small part of the shell and move the knife and the chestnut. Nice. The shell of the bottom part is thin, so I peel off it more carefully. If you hurt the chestnuts, never mind. We'll use it for Kuri gohan. We need to peel off the inner skin to make it. Perfect. This work may be tedious, but this traditional work gives us a sense of autumn, and it makes the dishes more delicious and impressive. Okay, I peel off all of them. The look is very beautiful. I divide the chestnuts for Shibukawa and Kuri gohan. Okay, I finished the preparation. At first, I'll make Kuri gohan. These are non-glutinous rice and sticky rice, uruchi rice and mochi rice. I add them into the same bowl. I wash the rice. I introduced how to cook the rice in this video. If you are interested in, please watch it. Okay, I keep it for 30 minutes to absorb the water to the inside. I'll use stepper knife again and peel off the inner skin. This skin is called Shibukawa. I cut off the bottom side shortly and peel off Shibukawa. The raw chestnut is firm as well. Please take care of your hands. Good. I remove this part using the blade end. The blade end of the knife is called hamoto in Japan I use Hamoto like this. Nice. Perfect. Then I cut it into quarters. I switch the knife to gyuto. Okay, like this. I've cut all of them. Today I'll use donabe. The weight of the rinsed rice is about 260 grams. Nice. Then I add 250 grams of water. Ten grams of mirin and 10 grams of light soy sauce. I'll use it to bring out the smell of the chestnuts. At last, a pinch of salt. I put chestnuts on the rice. I'll introduce one Japanese word. It is zeitaku. Zeitaku means gorgeous and expensive. This Kuri gohan is a very zeitaku for me. Great, very beautiful. I cover it with a lid, turn on the heat, and cook it. Okay, I open it. Perfect. The smell of the chestnut is sweet and wonderful. This is a very zeitaku and the look is so delicious. I mix them. I got koge. Good. Let's arrange it on the rice bowl. Great. Kuri gohan is done. Next, I'll make Shibukawa ni. I add the ample water. Good. Beautiful. And I boil it. I turn on the heat. Once it boils, I add baking soda to remove the astringency and to make the chestnuts tender. I cook it for 30 minutes over low heat. 30 minutes later, the water becomes dark brown. Okay, turn off the heat. Then I move it to the sink. I add water to cool it. And discard the water. And add water again. Okay, the chestnuts have cooled down, and I'll clean the chestnuts. I use a bamboo square to remove the remaining skin and strings. I rub it very gently, not to hurt the skin. Or we can do it with our hands as well. I remove the strings like this. Okay, nice. I remove them too carefully to make Shibukawa ni nice texture. Good, like this. Nice, beautiful. I've done everything. I return the chestnuts in the pot. I add the water again. Okay, I reheat it. Turn on the heat. The reason of reheating it with new water is that it reduces the astringency of the chestnuts. Once it boils, I turn off the heat and I move it to the sink. I add the water again to reduce the astringency. When the water becomes transparent, I leave it for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, I remove them. Great. Let's make syrup. This is 800 grams of water. I add 80 grams of sugar and add chestnuts. I'll heat it. Once it boils, I turn down the heat and I stir it lightly. I heat it for 30 minutes over low heat. 30 minutes later, I skim off the foam and turn off the heat. I let it cool. 3 hours later, it has cooled down. Then I remove the chestnuts from the syrup. Okay, I add more 40 grams of sugar and 15 grams of brown sugar. I reheat it. Once it boils, I stir it to melt the sugar. Good, I return the chestnuts. The reason why I add the sugar twice is that the chestnuts absorb the sugar better than once, and we can preserve them for a longer time. Finally, I add 3 grams of soy sauce to add the fragrance. When it boils, I turn off the heat. I let it cool, and I keep it in the fridge overnight. Next day, so beautiful. I'll cut it into half. The chestnut becomes tender, nice yellow. I arrange it on a plate. Great. Shibukawa ni is done. いただきます。The taste is gentle sweet and the texture is not too hard and not too soft. Good texture. It's tasty. Thank you. What is your favorite chestnut dish? In Japan, the sweets of chestnuts are also popular. In the future, I'd like to try to make them. I hope we will spend wonderful autumn days. Thank you for watching to the end. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a nice day. See you later.